This one is for the cycle breaking parents out there. You know who you are. If you're amazing at your job, if people trust you, respect you, rely on you, if you're the one at work who others come to when things get hard, but at home, you feel absolutely humbled and you just can't seem to get it right. I want you to pause for a second and really hear this. That doesn't mean you're failing, it means you're doing the hardest work there is. So, I talk to parents all the time who can manage teams, solve complex problems, hold steady under pressure. They make decisions all day long. They're competent, they're capable. And then their child melts down over something that seems small or pushes back in a way that hits a nerve. And suddenly they're wondering how this one relationship can unravel them more than anything else in their life. So if you've ever thought, why am I so good out there and feel so undone here? You're not alone. I'm Dr. Luz, and I'm here to help you raise badass humans by becoming one yourself. And here's what no one tells cycle breaking parents: parenting feels harder than your career, not because you're bad at it, but because parenting goes straight to the roots. Your child isn't just interacting with who you are today, the adult, the professional, the self aware version of you. They're touching the parts of you that learned how to survive a long time ago. At work, you have structure, you have roles, you have rules. Even when things are stressful, there's distance. There's a container to hold you. At home, there's no hiding. Your your child doesn't care how much therapy you've done or how many books you've read. They don't respond to your credentials. They feel you. They feel your stress. They feel your fear of repeating patterns. They feel how badly you want to do this differently, sometimes before you even realize it yourself. And that's why you can know better and still snap. That's why the shame hits so hard. Let me slow this down because this is really, really important. Most cycle breaking parents don't just snap and move on. They snap and then they replay it. They analyze it. They judge themselves for it. They think, I know why this happened. I know my child isn't trying to hurt me. I know better than this. Ooh, and somehow that knowing makes it worse because now it's not just about the moment, it's what the moment says about them. So I remember a time in my own life, I was a principal at the time, where I could hold so much for other people. I could stay calm, grounded, present, and then something small would happen at home and I'd feel myself go tight, my chest would clamp down, my voice would change, and afterward I'd think, how did I miss that? How did I not catch myself sooner? So I feel you. I know you. That's the moment cycle breakers tend to turn on themselves. It sure was when I did. But here's the truth: most of us were never taught. When you're stressed, tired, emotionally touched by something old, your system doesn't react for insight. It reaches for safety and it will default to whatever patterns were built earliest and strongest, even if you've outgrown them intellectually. That's why patterns persist. So it doesn't mean that you're aggressing. It means that you're human. Cycle breaking isn't about learning more techniques. It's about integration. It's about becoming the same grounded leader everywhere. Not perfect, but rooted. Not reactive, but responsive. This is where I see so many parents get stuck. You have one version of yourself at work, confident, capable, respected, and another version of yourself at home, triggered, exhausted, doubting yourself, And that split, it's really painful. And it creates this fear of, what if this never changes? What if this is just who I am as a parent? But that split isn't a life sentence, it's information. It's showing you where your leadership is solid and where it's still being shaped. Parenting isn't asking you to be calmer or nicer or more patient. It's asking you to develop internal authority, the ability to stay with yourself when things get messy instead of handing your power over to the moment. And when parents start building that, everything changes. You repair faster. You don't spiral as long. You stop making hard moments mean you're broken. And your kids will feel that steadiness, not because you're calm all the time, but because you're present, accountable, and real. So if you've ever thought, why is this so hard for me? The answer isn't that you're weak. It's that you're changing the story. And that takes courage, and that takes time, and that takes practice. So if this is landing, I want to invite you into curiosity instead of self-attack. You don't need to fix anything today. You don't need a new rule or a new strategy. And one of the most powerful places to start is simply understanding where your strength already lives and where you're being asked to grow. So that's exactly what the Parenting Pillar of Strength quiz is for. No fixing, no labels, just clarity, a way to see yourself more honestly and more compassionately, because cycle-breaking parents aren't weak. They're doing brave, identity-level work. And that, my friends, is how you raise badass humans by becoming one yourself.